Good morning, Earth. This is Tyrell VA signing on from the Vault in Our Stars, broadcasting live from the Vault in Our Stars. And sound is on. Perfect. Comment away if you would like. We have just woken up in our bedroom here. And I don't have the game cover again, of course. Oh, here it is. And we are playing Chernobylite? Chernobylite. And we're in our little bunker, starting our next day's mission.
I know you're there, little mouse.
Oh, shit.
Pick up.
Who is this?
A better question is, who are you?
What?
What?
I kid, Mousy, I kid. I know where you are, and I know who you are looking for, yes? Let this
Oh yeah,
be
we're
enough
looking for...
now. Listen, I have something to show you.
lady.
Something very important. Oh, but we must meet in person. Oh, this is not something to explain. It must be seen.
I don't know who you are, but I'm not walking blindly into some trap.
Blind? Oh, goodness, no, on the contrary. I wish for you to see. Meet me at the Duga Radar Command Center. You know it, yes.
Duga Radar? Who the hell is this? Oh, this is insane.
Terrican, can't you read the bubble that pops up? I think we're looking for someone with the T name as well. Terrarian? Terra? Well, we'll figure it out.
I heard. What are you going to do?
Go
Eavesdropping.
meet our mystery man, I guess.
The real mystery is why that guy isn't strapped to a bed someplace, juiced up on Haldol.
He may know something.
Hold on.
I have to take the risk.
Sure, he might know something. Or he might just be waiting to split your skull
I mean, he
open with
clearly
a
knows
hatchet and eat your
something,
liver.
at least.
I really don't think this is a good idea. It sounds exactly like a trap.
He sounds like a crazy person. Tatiana, that's what the person is we're looking for. Although, I don't think this Olivier is looking for Tatiana. Or even believes that Tatiana's a
Tatiana's
person.
the reason I came here in the first place. I can't start
But
playing
we
it safe
hired
now.
him.
I have to try. For her.
Listen, you've got to temper that obsession of yours
So he
with
should
good
follow us.
sense. Otherwise it'll get you killed.
Regardless of how I feel about Tarakan, he could be my only chance of finding Tatiana.
Say it yourself, but you could just as easily be
Hey,
racing
Juice.
towards your own death, and this lunatic already knows our location. Him and his nutty buddies could be closing in on us right now. We have a good defensive position here. We should sit tight and defend it, if it comes to that.
I appreciate the tactical input, Olivier, but I have
You're
to
talking
do
too
this.
much. Okay, thanks. So here's our map. I wonder if that guy's on here now that was just talking on the phone or the radio. Is he a hacker? There seems to be, I didn't notice this before, but these gray blocks are where future pictures will be put. Is there one on me? Do I have a gray block? A little bit. I'm one of the pictures, hey. Oh. Yes, there's a block there. So let's go see if that person is part of that block. The weather in Chernobyl changes every day. The rain can mute the noises you're making, and a fog obscures the line of sight of your opponents. This can be used to your advantage. Monitor the exclusion zone and adjust your equipment to the situation before you go on a mission. Okay. I also noticed in my bedroom there's like a strip for pictures to hang from, and you can see how many pictures would hang on each strip, and the strips are named after the different locations. So there's a certain amount of pictures in each of these places that I need to find, and I only found the one at Moscow, and there was 5 of them, and I was like traveling around just wandering aimlessly for quite some time, and I only found the one. All of these are 1 days left now, and I said I needed to go get food. %48 chance, 46, come on now. 53? Okay. Don't fail. You need that food. And I guess I have to go to this one? Contacted by a strange man, yep. He didn't mention why. Guess that's good because we're already familiar with this area. Let's go. And also, this morning when I was...
a huge frightening monstrosity
now she's
made
gonna
of
end
steel.
off this.
The epitome of the Cold War and insatiable ambition.
These
But
pictures...
what does it have to do with you or me?
I thought they were
It's been
drawings
so many
yesterday.
years, but someone must remember Igor.
But they seem...
Someone has to know.
more realistic this time around. And it does this. It freezes and then it will start loading again. I guess. I hope. Loading screen. So yesterday I was checking on my plants for my project coming up, and they've all sprouted their little... what did they keep calling it? Taproot. Their little taproot pops out of their seed and is like getting ready to tap, I guess, into the ground. And they're still in the darkness while this is happening. But as soon as the next part starts to grow, the, what would it be called? I guess the stem of a thing? A leaf? I'm not sure. But when that starts to grow, then we'll uncover them and start... oh shit. Something's happening here. Oh god. 23, get me out of here. And then we'll start the lighting process, the lighting schedule, rather. So, I'm pretty excited for that. I'm not a super gardener person. I like to plant plants that don't really need any help or will come back consistently. Not perennials. Not the ones that you have to plant every year. And I don't know what the other name is called for them. Should I have my gun out? Just walking all well now? Okay, first area is here. It's so hard for me to see people. They always see me first. Is that a person? No. But, so for me it's very exciting to see, we have 300 of them, so 300 little taproots popping out and getting ready to do their shit. Where was my down button? Okay. Perfect. I feel like I should have practiced a little bit before I started, but then I didn't want any of the storyline to be missed. I missed what I was going for. 39, you're inside that building? It's not how you pictured up. Mainly when I'm not playing this, I'm playing Pokemon, so on the Switch, all of the buttons are moved around. Did you just die? Oh, you. Oh, you.
What the hell?
It doesn't look good, huh?
No, you were trying to teleport.
Those things attacked us. The last one got to me. Mine blew its face off. And now I'm stuck here. By the way, can you spare a bullet?
You want to kill yourself?
I'm not stupid. I know I'm not getting out of this. At least, let me end it.
This is
Before
horrible.
another one of those things shows up. Or kill me. At least you're a human.
Oh my god.
Wait, there must be some way to get you out of this.
You're free to look for one. Just don't leave me hanging, huh?
Let me get inside this building, because maybe there's a way. On the other side? You're just stuck between the walls, sir. Just hold on a moment. I'm gonna go down this thing again. I don't think they want me in this building. Okay, we'll keep looking. Broken windows. Ugh. Sir, it's not looking that great. Let me see if I can get up on this thing maybe? No? From the front? Okay. Well, I've returned. It's not the best news. Am I supposed to shoot him? Oh god, I'll be so upset if I find something later. Something was shining over here, right? I saw it again. Oh, Chernobylite. Sir, I think I may have a way to fix you. I fixed you!
I'll be damned.
I was really close to shooting
I
him.
was a goner. Thank you.
Maybe be more careful from now on. Hmm?
I will. Listen, I'll remember your face. Hopefully I can
Come join
return
me.
the favor one day.
Nar soldier. Sound like a whale. So he's gonna help us sometime in the future. Hopefully at the most pivotal moment. Okay, next. I wish I knew which one is maybe that's the main one. My wish came true before I even finished saying it. So let's avoid the main one for now. As we do. So, am I supposed to assume that soldiers are here, or that they've been attacked now and are all gone? Guess we'll just keep walking, as if we know nothing. I'm looking for pictures. Any pictures anywhere? Gosh darn it. I've already bypassed some of these buildings. Think you'd be a picture? I mean, if you were a picture, do you think you'd be up there? It's all broken. I feel like there's people around now, suddenly. The music, loving it. Okay, where'd the thing go that I was just near? It's in there.
I, Tatiana Amelieva.
Yeah. Huh. Oh. That's not Tatiana's spot. Okay, let's figure out.
Take you, Igor Kumunik, as my wedded husband. And I promise you love, honor, and respect. To be faithful to you, and not to forsake you, until death do us part.
Location found. Next. What's this thing? Only 13 away. Oh, but now gone. Talk to the companions of the base to exchange points for training. Okay. Did I pick something up that was worth points? I'm a little confused about what just happened there. But it's not popping back up, so let's go to the 100-meter mark away. Oh shit. No! I refuse to. Oh god. Let's get out our gun. It's really gonna save us. And duck into here, maybe. I think they're fast. I feel like they're very fast people.
Light his ass up!
Where?
Everyone be ready!
Don't light my ass up.
He's holed up over there! We need to lure him out! He's over there! Over there! It's just one guy! One guy! Get him!
Oh!
You're going down, Kimiuk!
Ah, there you are. Ah, damn. Nah, I mean, that was a kill shot. That should have killed me. The rudeness. Right in my face. I didn't pick any medicines up yet, I don't think. I think we're just gonna have to suck it up in the face. If I can't see him, I can't shoot him. Okay. Yeah, the music seems to have finished now. Well, gosh darn it. We only got 3 bullets left. We gotta be more... or 4 bullets left. We gotta be more careful. Chemicals, revolver ammo. How many? Just 1? Just 1. Oh my gosh. My body is just like shaking now, or the controller, and my view is now obstructed. Shitty. Did I or did I not shoot you in this area? Ah. Oh, it's blood on my face, can't see shit. 3 bullets, that's nice. And a healing salve. Can I just take it? Can I just drink it right now? Give it to me. Oh, you just threw it on your wrist instead. Okay, that seems like a wasteful way to drink something. What were we getting close to? That's 77, that's the person. Let's go to 82 first. We have to be way more careful than that. Let's, crawl the rest of the way? Seems annoying. But I was right when I thought there were people around. Oh, there's a person.
I hate being outside, cold, wet, and full of mosquitoes all biting you in the neck.
God damn it, there's another person around here. Apparently very close. Where the fuck did that guy go? Fucking guy over here. Let's find out what this is. Is it a picture? It's a fucking picture.
What are you
y'all.
doing? You nut? You're scaring the kids away.
Me? Never. Come on, Igor. Hop in and show me what you got. Try to push me off the barrel.
Semenov's top scientist making a fool of himself on a children's playground? If anyone found out...
Oh, who's going to tell? I won't. Come on, Igor. Come on, don't be such a square.
Let's not mistake that button for crouching. Okay, just beyond this wall. There's at least 2. There's at least 2. Ideally, I would like to sneak up behind them and not waste bullets. But I am going very slow now. Guess that's good. I'm not dying. I say it all sad. Just want it fast. Oh, shit. Okay. Who else is around? He's 10 meters away. Do you think he's the thing? Hey, sir. A locksmith.
Hello, fellow prospector. I'm looking for someone. A tall, hunched man with long brown hair. Maybe you've seen him.
No, I'm sorry.
Maybe.
What's this all about?
I'm looking for my brother, Athanasius. He vanished without a trace a while back. I've been looking
We're all
everywhere.
looking for someone. I'm not giving it food. Sorry, man.
And what have you both been doing here anyway? The zone's a dangerous place.
Well, don't expect me to reveal our trade secrets, but, well, let's just say there are many unclaimed riches still here in Pripyat.
Really? Like what?
You've got a nice aura. I'll let you discover that for yourself.
You've got a nice what? Never mind. I'm looking for someone as well. I'll keep an eye out for your brother.
Thank you, my good sir. May Lady
You're
Luck
welcome.
smile upon your prospecting. Safe travels, my friend. Oh, and take this. Perhaps it will come in handy.
Thanks. I need that. God, what did I say I was going to talk about today? How come it doesn't tell me? Oh, tattoos. Oh, I was going to talk about my tattoos. And future tattoos. I've been just really wanting tattoos lately. Not lately, it's been quite a while of wanting. And I think I have to wait longer because they're just expensive. Duh. But I, despite ever really showing them off, have quite a few tattoos. I have my first one I got was of a cartouche. It was of a cartouche. When my dad went to Desert Storm and served there. I think golf something as well. They were kind of like intertwined. But, because he went twice. And one of the times he came back with cartouches, multiple ones, for the family. Oh fuck, there's a person around here. You need to remember that. Or another person to talk to. And one Thanksgiving, while we were away, someone broke into our house and stole all of our jewelries, including all those cartouches, cartouches, and I found mine inside my stuffed animal because I forgot that I had hid it in there. Because I had the stuffed animal that was named Jack, and he had a zipper on his back, and he was super old. It used to be one of those, I think, when you held him upside down, he would make noises, or when you would squeeze him. Either way, that part was long gone, and he was used for storage from there. And I had forgotten that I had put my thing in there when everyone else's necklace was stolen. I just assumed mine was part of that. And years later, I found it in there. And then I was like, oh, I never want to lose this again. So I tattooed it to myself and have that now. Always and forever. Still have the cartouche as well. Stuff, take down. Ooh, oh, God damn. It's way more violent than I thought. Continuing towards here. Looks like a door. Then the second one I got is probably my least favorite.
What the hell is this?
Oh. Maybe someone found the body.
Someone whacked Vladimir. Watch out, everyone. The killer has to be nearby.
Does that have to be? But, oh gosh.
Find him before he gets away.
I'm all nervous. Good song. I did barely made that. And I forgot that I should take that shit for that guy. Let's coming back. I said there was probably two. Maybe that was the two. Oh, more health. Thank you. After that guy's friend died, he just nonchalantly walked away and started singing. It's concernable. This is where I'm supposed to go. But where I want to go, I keep getting further away from. Okay, let's go to 102. And I feel confident we got people. We also got health now, which is helpful, obviously. Annoying. So the second tattoo I got, that is my least favorite. Not to say I don't like it, but there's an order. Is my upper back tattoo of a Celtic cross. And it was just a symbol that I've had with me for a long ass time. And I would write it on like notebooks and shit. And so I just kept it with me. I don't know why. It was such a oh, there's the exit. Important symbol in my mind for shit, but I enjoyed it a lot. And so now it's on me forever. And I guess it was meant to give me good luck when I would put it on other things. And I certainly feel like I've been fairly lucky in life, so maybe that's part of that help. I think the photographs glow gold, and possibly from more of a distance. So keep your eyes open for that. Something in this corner of this building is here. That person. Wouldn't that be funny if it was his brother? Like, sir, just turn around. Of course it's not that easy. Creepy. These shadows of people. Ah, it's this easy. Maybe. I've jumped through here before, but never opened the store.
Stop right there. You're on Pripyat Bradford turf now.
Ooh. Oh, is it you again? Maybe I have seen this person. It leaves a shop, but let's give it a try. Let's talk to this fellow.
Anything interesting going on around here lately?
Well, there's something fishy happening in the power plant.
Fish.
Those NAR fuckers have been running around like crazy lately. And
Look at
there's
my
this
wall.
creepy fuck with a black
Is that
mask
pretty?
hunting for something.
I did that. I
Whatever
painted
it
it.
is, it's bad for business. He leaves me alone, but he scares my customers.
So you do have other customers?
What did I just say? That fucker's been scaring him away.
I better be going now.
Bradford forever, Igor.
I remember this guy. Let's go to that 60 mark. God, I wish I could just jump out the goddamn window. Close enough. Okay. And another wall. So many goddamn walls. If I remember correctly, this gate was shitty. Yeah. $27. Assuming. Oh, it's so hard to like discern what I just was at. Okay.
You came to finish the job, you bastard!
What the hell happened here?
Use your eyes, genius! That goddamn creature from hell got the drop on us.
I'm supposed to get that from the way you appear? I've got a first aid kit to spare.
Here. This should get you back on your feet.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
Very curious. I didn't think I'd get these options to help so many people. Can I take your things though? Like, can you give me something for it? You were trying to break into here. Next spot of question markness. I think I can open this door. And that might have been where soldiers were. That's that corner of the room, and that's that other guy over there. Okay. Oh, god damn it, that's this place. Well, let's go and talk to that guy. Maybe I should spend more time out here, though. I saved 2 people. You'd think it'd be easy to, like, easier to find recruitments. But, alas. Picture, is this the open door? No. Oh, I forgot to look whether it was raining or not. I mean, obviously it is raining, but they told me to find out that first, and I didn't. They told me to prepare for the weather. Okay, I'll just go to this guy now. I feel accomplished-ish saving those two people and getting one picture. One picture. Maybe I'll just go the opposite way in this building? Not an option. Okay. I also have lots of wheat, or some sort of herb. Oh, wiretapped music box. Not what I thought I was looking for. Wiretapped music box.
This is the same music box I gave to Chana for her birthday. What's this? There's something clipped to the inside. Is this a bug? So, Tatiana was under KGB surveillance. Why? What did they want with her?
Why did you come here?
Someone here? Someone trying to scare me?
Recognize it.
You wanted to talk. Let's talk.
Not with me. The old fella wanted you to see this first.
You're running out of time.
How did you get it?
Not here. Meet me in the building next door in a couple of minutes.
This just keeps getting better and better.
Inside the Celtic Cross, I usually leave this part out, but since I'm here for journalizing this to myself as well, I have like, it's a circle with 4 beams of equal length coming out of it, but they're not like just beams, but more like open areas to print something into, right? And so on the top and bottom one, I have a pi symbol that's not obvious to be a pi symbol, and the side ones I have phi, which is not so obvious as phi symbols, and in the middle I've made up my own type of, it's all kind of made up, right? Generation Y, or whatever age group I personally fall into, which I consider it a wire. So it's like that, but not so obviously a Y. Well, that's in the way now. Is it? No, I can just walk in this just fine. Then my third tattoo is from a TV show. Oh, this place again. I always want to go in here so bad. I'm in here. Just off to the side. Just slightly off to the side over here. Don't mind me. Gases. Try crafting it as crafting station interface. Oh, this passage requires... Oh. Okay. Burnout? Cool. I feel particularly alert in this room. in this area. 24 meters. Oh. Let's see. I feel like it's right on the other side of this. But maybe it's downstairs. Since I can't get across. Maybe it's on the other side of the wall, I guess. It's not hurting me this time. I was being so safe this whole time. And there was no need for it. What is happening? So, maybe it's all the way up there? I guess I'll keep exploring. So my third tattoo is based off of a TV show, which, oh, the other topic was TV shows. Perfect. And I love it. I love my tattoo. I wish the show would have done better, because obviously it's not, well, it's not obvious. I haven't told you what it is yet. Heroes, the TV show Heroes, did really awesome. It was super fun and amazing, and I really enjoyed and loved the idea of it and all of those things. But then it just like really fell apart near the end, with still some interesting ideas. So kudos to that part. But I loved past tense, still possibly love, not sure. Ali Larter, she is just phenomenally gorgeous and great actress and all of those things. I don't know her very well though, other than just her acting abilities. And gosh, you know, there's got to be a way up. There's got to be a way up. That's where I want to go. Oh my god, he automatically jumped up there. Wow. I don't know if that was supposed to be how I do that, but got it. This remote is like shaking like crazy. It's gonna waste the battery. Who the fuck are you?
What took you so long? Did the tiny dancer get your attention? Oh, he said it would. He's gonna test you before he decides if he likes you. Every fucking thing is a test with that crumbling fruitcake. But at least he pays well.
Are you going to explain to me what this is all about?
Captain Spastic said you'd recognize a big fucking radar assembly and that it means something to you. Then he mumbled something about the Rat King and the end of the world, but I don't think he was serious about that part.
I came here to talk to the old man, not his errand boy. I'm going back.
The fuck you say? You're a lucky son of a bitch I'd mess you up, but then I wouldn't get paid. Now shut your fucking
wouldn't get
face and
paid.
pay attention
Ooh.
when your betters are talking. You've got a choice to make. It's easy. You can either use the detonator to blow this metal monstrosity to Kingdom Come.
That's probably the only one
or
we
you
can
can
show.
use the other thingy
And
to
I
upgrade
love
your
this
PDA.
bit because
That will
you can
improve
put a
the
watch on,
functionality of
and you
every
wouldn't see
scanner
it.
on the network.
Not that I ever wear watches.
Why do I have
but
no shoes?
a bracelet.
Don't know. Don't care. I did my fucking job. Now you do yours.
So, you want me to either blow up the Duga Raider installation or take this upgraded thingy instead?
I don't want you to do anything. I told you. You just listen. It's him. Personally, I don't give a tot's fuck what you do. My job here is done. Last piece of advice. This guy is crazy loco, sure. But there's always some kind of reason behind what he's doing. So, ask yourself, why would he want you to make this choice?
Why would he want me to make this choice? I have to go to the bathroom. And I'll think about that in a moment. Or while I'm going. Why would he want me to make this choice? Okay. Well, let me concentrate better now. Shit's disgusting, sorry. Let's humor the crazy loco. That seems derogatory for some reason. Besides, Tatiana would surely be glad to see it go. Destroy the Duga radar. Go with the PDA upgrade. I feel like I want the upgrade. Don't quite know what's going on.
So, what does it do?
I feel like the game is breaking. Tiny Dancer is the trophy I earned. Improved the scanning area. Okay. Well, thanks. Now if you want me to destroy the radar, I guess I can. Or would that destroy my improvement? I'm gonna shoot people from here. Pew, pew, pew. Oh my god, there's people to shoot. It's hilarious. Well, either they'll come running this way, or they'll forget about me by the time I get down. I don't even think they can get up here. Not even joking. I can get down from here. Seems like a picture would be over here. If I was to guess about pictures. Let's see, and then my fourth tattoo, I think this is my last one. I feel like I'm missing one though. I am missing one. My fourth tattoo, I have wings, the cliche wings. And they go from the top of my shoulder, you can barely see them right there, all the way down my back, past my booty, and around the front of my legs, the upper thigh. And those were, oh, I have 2 pics. I do have 2 pics. While I'm up here, I might as well use them for this. Food rations, food rations, food rations. Yes, girl. You can't do that while in danger. Oh, lose or kill the opponents. You don't think I've lost them? Oh, that sucks. I did that to myself. Wait, what happens if I just hide? Think I can just wait here for a moment? I'll just wait here for a moment. They've got to, like, tire. What is this combat up here for? 1 minute, 10 seconds? I don't see them as red dots on my scanner, so I just assumed I was not in danger anymore. And the controller has been rumbling this whole entire time, so I guess I didn't put that into. What's happening now? Oh, I must be like dying from something. Constant dangers around here. What is this? Anti-radiation medicine. Can I take this now? What the hell? Oh gosh. This was not the meeting I wanted.
This is not going to end well for you. Let's see what you're made.
Let's get the fuck out of here. The game is like, I don't know if it's fucking up, like I said, or if it's just that man's ability, but what the hell? So I need some sort of rush thing? Or burnout? Is that what it's called? Burnout to get to that area? Down there? That was intense. Mainly because I thought the game was breaking. And that's the last thing I want to happen while I'm trying to record. Or broadcast, rather. What was I talking about? My 5th tattoo is a chest emblem. My family's... what is that called? Family's emblem? Yes, the emblem is the correct word I was using. And it's like a 4-quadrant, and you can kind of see it there. Like a shield with things up. Oliver looks hurt, but alive. You got 1 fucking piece of bread, Oliver. Come on now. That's all you get to eat then. You got that 1 piece of bread. God damn it. I wish I could give people 1.5. He needs 2 though. He's just dying over there. During a mission, your companion gets hurt badly. Right? Are you dying? You seem like you're dying. I seem like I'm dying. Okay, well, I get 2. So there. And I'll give you 2, just because we did so well. Yes! Killing wound starvation in stressful situations can lower your psyche. It drops your... Am I still being attacked? Is this guy gonna come like in here and try and kill me? What the fuck is going on here? What do you do? Okay. Yes, those are all the tattoos that I have. I've reached all that I have, but I want more. And I want one now on my leg, chin area, that...
Igor, my injuries need attention. Can you get me a first aid kit?
is of like Hermes' staff, except also the way I want. Also slash the Tree of Life, and that's why I gotta figure out how I want that. But that is my next goal of tattooiness. Can I just hand you something?
Can you get me a first aid kit?
Where would you like me to do that? If I look in here and there's a first aid kit. Shotgun slugs. Okay, let me drop some more things off here first. Electronic parts. These go up to 30. Lots of that. Rifle ammo. Perfect. So the mechanical parts in there, we got 30 of those as well. I'm gonna put my bread in here and see if it still takes from here. I feel like I should turn that into bread. Gas mask filter. Join the others. Mushrooms. This soup isn't doing anything for me. Throw that in there. This is only helpful if I'm holding it. And we'll throw the wheat in there. I keep calling it wheat. The herbs. Because I want to see if it'll take from this spot. Where the fuck is my base for this kind of shit? Buildables. I built this desk. Here it is. It's not allowing me to do any of that. Unlocks the ability to build primitive structures. Oh, is that what I'm doing now? Is it unlocking this ability? Confused. We've made the beds. Well, power supply, that seems very important. Let's put this somewhere. Perfect. I think that's all for those. This I have already. This is the thing I'm complaining about? Yes. And this is... A high-powered laser beam allows you to cut hardened material. Oh, another... Okay, I'll just shove you here. This shit's kind of all just together. Boop! Look at that. Industrial age. Great. Now what is this? Chernobyl power tools. Can't do that yet. Okay. Ooh, so now I can make these things. Air quality. We definitely need a vent. Let's put it over here with the storage so that we filled it correctly. Oh, it'll be right next to my bed. Perfect. The white noise will be great, and then I can also breathe clearly. Clean the air in your refuge with special filters. And take a deep breath if you dare. Sure. It's just I'm a little rolling. I don't get this, but okay. Consider it made. Am I done now? Okay, do you feel better about any of that shit that I did? And I can't interact with any of these things. The other thing I was going to talk about was TV shows, and I don't really know what to say about that other than, always looking for recommendations, so by all means, if you have any of those, let me know. Here's where the pictures go. And these are the slots I was talking about. I wonder if this place only has 2, or if that's added to. It probably just says 2. Or it could be added to that one, the 3. I think one of my favorite shows lately that's now canceled and also like really got horrendous near the end was Raised by Wolves. That show was fantastic. At least the first season was so fantastic. And I'm enjoying Doom Patrol, but that's one of those shows where when I'm not watching it, I'm not in the mood to start watching it, but when I start watching it, I'm happy I'm watching it. So it's hard to sit down and watch it. Look at this little room coming together. I don't know how to use any of this shit, but yay, I have a room now. Maybe I build things in my own head? Like just from where I'm standing? Or is there a tool table up here? Tool table. They're like, you have to learn how to create health potions. You cannot not learn. Which is good. I'm glad I'm gonna be forced to learn that. I just wish it wasn't so difficult. And this guy doesn't want to tell me anything. I'm like, why don't you talk me through it?
Can you get me a first aid kit?
Well, I can certainly try it. Our relationship status is neutral. His health is unhealthy. Your bait isn't very comfortable, and it makes your companion twitchy. Oh. I don't know why you wouldn't be comfortable. Look at how beautiful it is here. The comfort of life in my base is negative 220. How did it go down? My power excess is 40. My air quality is 180. All of those things are great. Why is he hating on it? If I took that away, it would be comfort better, but my air quality would be back to 0. I just do not understand how to use the things that I'm supposed to be having. Here, what I'll do, because maybe this is my problem, I took everything off of me. So maybe I'll put everything back on me. Not everything. Leave the shotgun ammo. We'll take the chemicals. We'll take flammable stuff. I guess I'll put filters. We'll see how that works. Alcohol. Maybe I'll take this herbs. And see if I can make shit now. Okay. Okay, so yes, that helps. I can now at least build beds. If I do this, it's gonna make the comfort go down more, but I'll have a place for someone to sleep. But maybe I need, before I waste resources on that, well, holy crap, that would help a lot. Still not helpful to the base, though. I mean, before I make anything, I'll have to make food. Or healing. But how? How, I ask? How frustrating. Oh, crafting recipes. Gosh darn it. And I need to learn these skill things, which, let's see, I have 3 points available. And handling weapons is of great importance. Yours have improved significantly. Can I give him these yet? Perfect precision? Stealth? Perfect stealth? Once again, not quite sure how these work. It says I have 3 of these, but not really giving me those options. Yeah, let's do one thing at a time. Crafting recipes. God, this is like awful movement. Building tools. Tools that unlock other sets of buildings you need to craft sophisticated structures. Crafting, weapons, gardening, decorations, traps. Back to that. What about life? Remove, sword, split, grab, back, food, rations. New. No. No. Yeah, it's gotta be one of these options in here. And this is also super confusing. Why can't I choose anything on here? You told me to come and split the shit up with my people. Maybe because he's hurt. Can't do anything on this screen either. Okay, maybe we can find something that will help us make the shit that we're looking for. Building tools. A work table. Do we not have a work table yet? Yes, I have that. And I have that. I don't have that. Okay, it says in green. Cool. An infirmary bed, would that help? It would get plus 60. Oh, this is the kind of shit I need. Right? A stove. Yes, I need a stove. And that takes mushrooms? This better be what's holding the shit up. Okay. Where are you? I want to do one of those beds also. The fire place. Tables for crafting armor plates. Okay, let's make this little ass fire. This is what's keeping our friend alive. We'll put it right here. Wonderful. And now that we have that, I think it's also very important to get our friend a bed. He's still complaining. There's still negative 20. It's annoying. My friend. And now we don't have enough for his bed, so what up, sir? Let me get you this thing now. Healing salve. How many of these can I make? One more. Thanks. Okay, now let's shove all this shit back. I guess I can keep it on me. It's kind of pointless to move it all back and forth. I'll keep it all on me. Since it doesn't pull from here, it should pull from there. Sir?
I'm wounded, Igor. Can you get me a first aid kit?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I feel better already.
It's soup. It's not a first aid kit. Remove from team. Okay, maybe this is where it's going to come in handy now. Let's train you.
You could find some time to teach me some of your military tricks.
Military tricks.
No. There are no tricks or shortcuts when it comes to improving your survival skills or shooting. But I'll be happy to teach you some basics. It'll make my job easier too if you know how
I
to handle
think
yourself.
that's what he was asking, Mr. Pedantic. What do I need? Takedown is quieter and won't negatively affect Igor's psyche. I think I should be stunning.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Follow me.
Bam! Bam! Stunning! Stunning! Follow you after you, sir. Did I forget my things? BRB. Oh, no, they
Taking
are
out your enemy requires guts. Taking out
on
your
me,
enemy
like usual.
quietly is an art. I think you've got what it takes to do the former.
Oh, I have to do
You suck
training? Come on
mightily
now.
at the latter. Now, the lesson is about knocking out your opponent without being spotted by him or anyone else. The secret lies in understanding human anatomy as well as stealth. It's about knowing how to apply enough force to put your opponent out of commission
I
without
thought this was
killing
supposed to make me
them. Let's put
like...
theory into practice. Sneak up on me and perform a chokehold. Don't worry about hurting me. I'm a professional.
I'm a professional. You're gonna let me move?
Let's begin.
Don't worry about hurting me.
Okay, Igor, enough. That was impressive. Well
Thanks.
done, soldier.
Thanks.
Keep at it. Turn yourself into a dangerous bastard so you can
Are
protect
you still
others.
on the floor, writhing in pain? Writhing? Writhing? So funny, I was like discussing with someone about their judgmentalness on a person's speech patterns, and they were like, that person's a writer. They should be more articulate
What's going on, Igor?
than they are being. And I was like, I'm a writer, and I constantly have to think through my thought process, and writing helps you do that. So when you're just speaking off the cuff or whatever, it's not the same as writing. And it was just frustrating to think that, I don't know, it's a weird standard, at least from that individual. My companions will surely have a higher chance of successfully completing a mission with the right equipment. Let's train again. I saw that there was one more I could afford.
Teach me some of your military tricks.
Oh, do we have to go through all that
But
again?
I'll be happy to...
Precision kill. Revolver inflicts 25% more. Do I have to train for this? That'd be silly.
Let's do it.
Follow me.
Let's train for this. For making my revolver better.
Okay. Now focus, Igor. You only fire on my command. Understood? You have 5 bullets for 5 targets. Stand straight, but knees relaxed, and focus on the front sight. Make each bullet count. Ready? Fire!
I misheard. Sorry.
Stand straight, with your legs spread at shoulder width. Bend your knees a little for support. Line the front sight up with the target. About your accuracy. Perfect score. Look at you, Professor. We'll make a guerrilla fighter out of you yet.
I don't want to be a guerrilla fighter. I'm not even big into guns. But we do live in a world with guns. And there are people who will use them as weapons. So, one's gotta know. Appreciate you, Olivier. What's 75 away? What's over there? Let me look at it. Let me look. Nothing. Slightly confused of why I can't go on my mission. Maybe I'm too hurt. Maybe I need to go to bed. That might be it. My bedroom, if you didn't get a good view before. It's cute. I guess if this is my bed, then he already has a bed out there. He's just complaining about comfort levels. What am I supposed to do about that? I'm gonna assume it's just because it's at the beginning of the game and we haven't gotten to the comfort levels yet. But now that I know, I need to be picking up more mushrooms. I thought that was food. And I was disappointed that it wasn't like adding itself together. I just assumed it was. Also on TV shows, I'm super excited for the X-Men cartoon to come back. I'm a little worried that's gonna be like not awesome because they've tried to reboot it so many times and it has been hit or miss. I prefer the one where we're walking through the woods and the vision's all fucked up. But now what the hell? Ew, I'm sleeping. I forgot. God, I'm sleeping.
You need to understand, it wasn't my decision to shut down Ariadne.
I don't blame you, Grace. But I still think it's a mistake. It's so much more than Pandora. It allows us to step into the realm of human memories and thoughts. Into the real world.
What can I tell you? The board decided it wasn't financially viable. It was too outlandish.
Something caught my ear there, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably be paying attention to this.
Every object is a natural dosimeter. Everything absorbs radioactive particles throughout its life, thus creating an echo in time and space. Ariadne can recreate this echo in a fractal VR simulation. There's nothing outlandish about it.
Look, I get it. I do. It's your life's work. But just think about it.
Just think about it. Just look at it. It's a tree. Is this... Are we changing locations? Because the conversation seems to be just flowing,
The process
but...
requires an unbelievable amount of power. It's impractical at this stage.
What about those nuclear nano-diamond batteries that use the graphite from recycled radioactive waste?
That's just another project right now, Igor. I still don't think it would be enough. For Ariadne to work, you need a power source that doesn't exist yet. Perhaps one that cannot be found on Earth.
But...
Chernobylite.
I'm sorry, Igor. It's over. You need to accept it and move on.
Now, I'm Igor, right? But that's not Tatiana. That's Grace.
fuck the board. I'm not going to let anyone destroy my work.
Wake up. Wake up, Igor.
But I looked so much older in
Is
my
this a dream?
I'm waiting for you.
weird,
now.
shadowy
Find me. Hurry.
green line version.
I don't have much time left.
I'm trying, Tanya. I really am. I need to look at my board. A first clue.
Well, look at your board.
When I find more, I can feed the data to Ariadne and see
Clues,
what really
1 of
happened
7.
to Tanya.
Facts, 1 of 4. That's fun. Why is it in red, though? Let's see what this fact is. The KGB were watching us, but the surveillance was intense. Way higher than usual. But why? Can't read that word. And then my clue here, maybe this is proof. Tatiana's music box inside of some old KGB listening equipment, but for what purpose? I don't like that there's space already for these clues that I haven't found yet, but I'll get over that.
Note to self. Focus on finding more clues.
How am I supposed to do that? How about focus on making your people happier around you? Oh gosh, it's 9:30 already. I wanted to play this video on gender.
Roger that, Rhino 1.
And I'll do that as
Proceed
soon
as
as we
ordered.
run out into this world.
The area is clear. Do you copy?
Leave it Charlie, Bluebird. We'll get to the target ASAP. Over and out.
Posing as the enemy. You're playing a dangerous game, Olivier.
I know what I'm doing. I've learned their code names and routines. Knowing your enemy is essential.
Okay.
Clever. We need to get the upper hand over NAR whenever we can.
Agreed. I wasn't trained in cracking codes, but I know how to crack people. And this radio works perfectly with NAR encryption.
Isn't it weird that I
something
have
may
like
be of
this
interest to you,
double,
Igor.
like,
NAR is sending a team out to locate some old KGB
jawline?
documents.
Or
Could be related to
cheekbone
what you're
line?
looking for.
Sounds like a long shot, but it must be important if they're sending a squad, right?
My thoughts exactly. Also, it looks like there's an old Soviet installation beneath the Emerald Resort.
I know the place. Young pioneers used to have their summer camps there and play games.
Yeah, and the KGB was playing a different sort of game just beneath them. Underground.
I'll check it out. Anything that might get me info on Tatiana is worth a try.
Just, keep your feet on the ground, okay? Good luck.
Aye, aye. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's see what our options are. And can we see how the day is? The exclusion zone changes under the influence of your decisions and the progress you're making. If you can see more helicopters in the sky and more NAR patrols in the field, prepare better for combat. You're about to meet more soldiers with better equipment during your mission. If you can see more Chernobylite around the power plant, the chances are of encountering more and stronger monsters increase. I haven't seen any monsters yet. So maybe that's about to change. The passage of time also affects the exclusion zone. It becomes more and more radioactive, and the increasing amounts of Chernobylite particles in the air increase the frequency of Chernobylite storms. That's why that area wasn't like hurting me anymore. Build special machines in the zone to counteract those forces of nature or even completely reverse them. And maybe that's these symbols on the side here that I'm not learning yet. So this bottom one is just stay at your base. This one, Monster Hunt, is scratch marks on the side, so monstering. NARS is running low on ammo. Maybe that's what the gray one means. Food drop. Dropped food supply. Maybe this is like supply. 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 Old documents. Olivier discovered that the NAR special unit, blah blah blah, that's the thing he was talking about. So he is kind of with me now on it. Let's put, why is his success rate so low? I'm worried about that. He'd do the best if he just stayed home. At this, it seems NAR is running low on ammo. They requested a munition drop. So the supply drop for ammo is a different symbol than the food and other supply. What is, I mean, supply is just random supply? Yeah, it's just an ambiguous supply. I think I'm gonna put Olivier on here, and I think I'm gonna do this mission myself because his percent sucks. I'm still not seeing the weather. I definitely don't see helicopters. Oh, there's a helicopter. Okay, so I'll be in this area. It seems no helicoptery. He'll be in this area next to the helicopter area, but I think that's fine. That's interesting. Okay. Everything looks like a clear sunny day, so I'm a little confused also on the weather still. But, oh wait, L2 for info. Oh, that's fun. High on that, high, medium, low. Low on food. That's very helpful. Also low on food. I don't know how much this guy picks up, to be honest, either. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now, this person is,
I remember the young pioneer camp. Who would have thought that there were secret Soviet bunkers
Tatiana.
scattered around? Olivier tries hard to be friends with you, but is it genuine? He's a mercenary after all. Can you afford his brand of loyalty?
This is Forrest Valkai, and his channel, I think, is Forrest Valkai. And here he is talking about sex, sexuality, just a whole bunch of things like that. I've shared this video.
Oh, hi there. I wasn't actually reading. My name's Forrest. I'm a biologist, and I make educational science videos on the internet. Not too long ago, I made a TikTok video about what it means to be trans or intersex. And ever since that day, I've been tagged in about 1,000 videos of people making the same stupid arguments that we've all heard a million times. Things like, oh, you're either XX or XY, or boys act like this and girls look like that, or you can't change your gender any more than you can change your age or your species. And I figured that I could make a bunch of different TikTok videos, each one trying...
I've shared this before, and it's... well, to me, I love it, so that's why I'm sharing it now with everyone who sees this. It, the information kind of may change, I guess, as we learn more things, but, I mean, I'll let Forrest explain shit.
We are animals, and we obey the same laws of nature as every other animal. I'm throwing this in here right at the outset because I want to try to avoid the insane argument that we are somehow special or have some privileged place in this world. We're not, and we don't. Second of all, throughout the course of this video, I'm going to be arguing against the binary model of things like sex and gender, but I'm still going to use terms like male and female and girl and boy. This is just for the sake of convenience. If I were to make a long-form argument like this and have special language for the whole thing, this video would be a lot. So I'm counting on you to be able to follow. You're also going to need to understand some pretty basic biological terminology, so I'm going to run through a very quick vocab list for you. If you don't want to sit through that, just don't do this part of the video. But I strongly encourage everybody to stick around because this might help avoid some confusion. Cells are the most fundamental unit of life. In fact, they're the smallest thing that we can call alive. Your body is made of lots and lots of cells. And also
Lots of cells, that's what we are.
DNA is the instruction manual that the body uses to do most things, mainly just basic. You have DNA in almost every single cell in your body. A long stretch of DNA that codes for one particular thing.
Here, we'll turn one of these down.
DNA, a bunch of genes all squished together and coiled up into a little wad is called a chromosome.
Perfect.
Humans have 46 chromosomes that are broken up into 23 pairs. You get 23 from your dad, 23 from your mom. Each pair does pretty much the same thing. By the way, fun fact, if you were to take all of the DNA out of just one of your cells, all 46 chromosomes, unwind them all and stretch them out end to end, it would be about as long as me, a little over 6 months. And that's just in one cell! Another term that you're going to want to know is the term dimorphic. Di means two, morph means shape. So dimorphism is the state of having two different shapes. This is what we call it whenever a species has differently shaped males and females. And in case you want to know, the term for having males and females in the first place is called being dioecious. A monoecious species only has one sex. A dioecious species has two. I'm probably going to use...
Isn't that fun? All of those different, like, random things? I think it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating. Dimorphic?
In biology, sex is not just the term for the act of reproduction through gene building. It's also the term for how we characterize and categorize males versus females. And in the world of biology, your sex is determined by the size of your reproductive cells, which we call your gametes. If you have lots and lots of very small little gametes, we call those sperm, and you're a boy. If you have relatively few very large gametes, we call those eggs, and you're a girl. Now, right away, you can notice that there's a pretty big problem here. What if you don't have any gametes? What if you're infertile? Does that mean that you're neither male nor female? The thing that you have to understand about biology is that all we're trying to do is define and calculate what nature is already doing all of its own. Life makes all the rules and breaks all the rules all the time. So as biologists, our job is to try to just carve out a hole for the peg that nature has already given us. Not everybody's going to fit into that slot. The point is, the definition of sex is not unique. There is almost always some wiggle room, some gray area in almost every single biological definition of anything. It's one of the reasons I became a biologist, because life is weird as shit. So yeah, the fact that I just gave you an actual textbook definition and then immediately put a hole in it should give you a pretty good idea of how the rest of this video is going to be. Ignoring the fact that an individual of a dioecious species might not have any gametes at all, the fact that we base sex on gamete size in the first place raises a lot of serious concerns. There are several species that are dioecious. They have males and females, but their gametes are all the same size. They differentiate into what we call mating types, which you could call like male and female, but the only thing you'd be going off of there is who's giving and who's receiving the gametes. And if we tried to define everybody that way, then things like seahorses would have their sexes swapped, because the females deposit the eggs into the males, and then the males fertilize them and give birth to live young. Also, there are a few species that have more than just two gamete sizes. For example, there's one species of fruit fly that has one size of egg, and then
I love seahorses. I think they're so cool.
So we should really be saying that there are 4 different sexes here, or at the very least we could say that there's 2 sexes, but one of them is broken down into 3 subclasses of male, one of which violates the whole definition of sex anyway, because their sperm is actually bigger than the female's. By the way, in case you're curious, here's some bonus vocabulary. The term for when a species has more than one size gamete is a mesogamy. The term for having just one size gamete is isogamy. So if you want to sound all smart and important, you could say that humans are dioecious, mesogamitic, moderate.
Okay, this person's talking way longer than I thought they would. The NAR officer.
We can find the bunker later. Just keep searching. See what else we can dig up.
Okay. Thank you for interrupting.
Also, the whole idea that you're just born male or female and that we should just go with what's on your birth certificate is deeply flawed, to say the least. There are several species that are completely hermaphroditic, making both sperm and eggs. There are several species that are sequentially hermaphroditic. They start out as either male or female, and then later on in life they switch. There are plenty of species that remain one sex their entire lives, and then when it comes time to breed, if they can't find the opposite sex around, they just switch to the opposite sex to help everybody else out. There are even some animals that we call bilateral gonadomorphs that are literally male on one half of their body and female on the other half. You can even have that whole setup just in your gonads. Ovotestes are when you have ovarian tissue on one side and testicular tissue on the other side of the same organ. That happens sometimes in humans and other animals, and there are even some species where that's the normal ground state of all females. So gonadal differences aren't enough to actually differentiate between the two sexes. But I know what you're thinking, right? You're thinking, hey, just look at the chromosomes. After all, you're either XX or XY, right? Not exactly. The concept of how sex is determined in an organism is usually broken down like this. You have your chromosomes, those code for what kind of gonads you get, either ovaries or testes, and then those produce germ cells and hormones, and that's how we tell whether you're born. And if you go to any high school level biology class, that's probably the explanation that you're going to get. Problem is, that's wildly inaccurate, and it needs a lot of stuff. First of all, the sex of an embryo is evident well before gonads ever develop. In fact, there are plenty of species where external genitalia develop before gonads ever do. There are also plenty of chromosomes that have nothing to do with genitalia or gonads or any of that.
I chose the wrong direction.
But are still very rare. For example, the human Y chromosome is instructional.
Where the fuck?
So protein synthesis is just very slightly different from meat than it is from female. Heard that we're all females by the
God damn.
the Y chromosome that makes me into a boy. That ain't true either. It is true to say that one
we're dying.
Y chromosome, called SRY, plays a pretty important role in the development of testes and therefore by extension male behavior. So for example, in the SRY,
Right now what he's explaining, if you're missing it and it's kind of just flashing over your head, is I'm going to be awful at saying it this way. Well, I'll just rewind it a little bit. The power of time manipulation.
Protein. So protein synthesis is just very slightly different in me than it is for any female, and it has been since well before I had kids. embryo is evident well before
There we
gonads
go.
ever develop. In fact, there are plenty of species where external genitalia develop before gonads ever do. There are also plenty of chromosomal sex differences that have nothing to do with genitalia or gonads or any of that, and therefore don't fall into that whole biological gamete size sex determining model, but are still very important. For example, the human Y chromosome contains instructions for a special kind of ribosome, which is the part of the cell that builds protein. So protein synthesis is just very slightly different in me than it is for any female, and it has been since well before I had any hint of a gender. Perhaps you have heard that we are all females by default, and that it's the Y chromosome that makes me into a boy. That ain't true either. It is true to say that one particular gene on the Y chromosome, called SRY, plays a pretty important role in the development of testes and therefore by extension male behavior. So for example, when the SRY gene was spliced into XX female mice, about 30% of them developed male testes, male genitalia, and even male behaviors. Similarly, when the SRY gene was cut out of XY male mice, many of them went on to develop ovaries, to develop feminine behaviors, and even to be able to get pregnant and have litters. Again, those are XY male mice getting pregnant and giving birth. But don't let any of this fool you into thinking that like the SRY gene is some magical on-off switch masculinity. The truth is way weirder and way cooler than that. For example, there was one cool study done back in the 1980s that showed that like female wallabies with XX chromosomes that didn't have any egg cells at birth actually developed testes and went on to be more or less males even without the SRY gene. But why? It's because everyone has the genes for both testes and ovaries. What kind of gonads you get, whether it's one or the other, or neither, or both, comes down to an incredibly complex set of genetic interactions on several different chromosomes, a few of which aren't even your sex chromosomes. For example, the gene that builds testes is called SOX9. Everyone watching this has. If you have ovaries right now, that's because on your X chromosome you have another gene called NR0B1, which makes a protein called DAX1 that stops SOX9 from giving you testes. But I have an X chromosome too, right? So like what's going on there? The SRY gene we've been talking about works by producing a protein that binds to NR0B1 and stops it from making DAX1 so that SOX9 can give me testes. That's why I have testicles. It's because a gene made a protein that stopped another gene from making a different protein that would have otherwise stopped a different gene from giving me the testicles that I have.
That's what I was going to try and say. And
this means you
what?
have a totally perfectly functional Y chromosome, but you have a problem with your SOX9 gene, and so you still end up with ovaries. Or this could mean that you have no Y chromosome at all, but you have a faulty NR0B1 gene, and so you still end up with testicles. And yes, there are other animals, even other mammals, that don't have an SRY gene, that don't have an NR0B1 gene, that are still dioecious and still have sex differentiation. And there are even other animals that have all the same chromosomes and all the same genes we have, but then they have other genes on top of that, so the whole switch from male to male back to female again is even more complicated. But let's ignore all that. Let's say that you have all the right chromosomes, you have all the right genes in all the right places. None of that really matters, because it's the hormones that your gonads produce that actually make your body look and act male or female. All the way back to like the early
What the hell is going on here?
Scientists were noticing that female hormones introduced in male rats were producing some decidedly male behaviors.
There must be mushrooms in there.
Male hormones introduced in female rats were making them like weirdly more female. Even though we've been studying this stuff for like 100 years now, a lot of people are still very surprised to find that we all have testosterone and estrogen and all the other sex hormones in our body at all times, and they don't usually do what a lot of people think they do. Let me give you just a grossly oversimplified explanation. The cholesterol in your body is converted into progenitor. Male and terminal. Some testosterone is converted into dihydrous testosterone, and that's what gives you male and genitalia. Some other testosterone is then converted into estrogen and estradiol. That's where you get female secondary sex characteristics and get this male brain anatomy. That's right, female embryos have to produce special proteins that bind to estrogen to stop it from getting to the brains. Otherwise, they would develop mentally like a boy. We'll talk more about that. So every person has all of these hormones at different levels in their body all the time. Your exact hormone levels are as unique as your fingerprints. It's also important to note that hormones don't actually do anything. All they're able to do is bind to receptors on your cells, and then that makes the cells do the things that make you into a male or female. And guess what? The production of those cell receptors is controlled by a totally different gene pathway. So for example, you could have a daughter who still hasn't had her period by like 16. So you take her to the doctor to figure out what's going on, and you find out that your daughter is actually your son who has androgen sensitivity syndrome. So their cells aren't producing the receptors to bind testosterone. So even though they've got enough testosterone in their body to give them freaking antlers and a mane, they still look and feel like a girl. A couple of other important notes about sex chromosomes. Females tend to have XX chromosomes, but that second X doesn't really do much. It tends to just shrivel up, and only about 15% of it is actually expressed in the humans. And whether it's the first or the second X totally varies from cell to cell. You could literally have two cells right next to each other, one of them expressing the first X chromosome, the other one expressing the second X chromosome. Conversely, the Y chromosome may have some male-specific biochemistry, personality, things like the ribosomes I talked about earlier, as well as sperm production. But remember, these genes can only be expressed under certain conditions and in certain parts of the body. So, like for example, that sperm production gene is only ever going to be expressed in the testes. If I don't have testes because of one of the other genetic variations that we talked about a minute ago, this gene does nothing. even if you have the gene, even if you have the whole chromosome, you could still be missing any one of 5 different pieces of the puzzle of what sex determination actually is. Oh, and by the by, literally everything that I just said is completely reversed to birds. Birds don't have XY, they have ZW.
ZW.
Girls have ZW, and they have to go through the complicated back and forth gene pathway just to stay girls. Don't even get me started on dioecious versus monoecious plants, man, because they're even weirder. There are lots of different species that don't have any differences in their sex chromosomes at all. They have totally different ways of establishing and differentiating their sexes. Like, for example, there are lots of species of turtles and lizards and fish where sex is determined not by chromosomes, but by the temperature of their eggs. So you have a female leopard gecko. She lays her eggs in a cool, shady spot. All of the babies are going to be female. But if she lays them in a warm, sunny spot, all of the babies will be male, unless it gets too warm, and then they switch back over to female, but they're incredibly aggressive, and we call those hot females because herpetologists are not very imaginative. And it's really, really important to know we're talking about these long genetic pathways, where any one step along the way would take us way off track. What we're talking about are variations, not anomalies, not deformities, not defects, variations. And there's a huge difference.
Right.
Over the years, I've studied in a lot of math labs, and I've dissected a lot of human cadavers, as well as other animals. And we see variations all the time, just differences in the texture. Little changes in how an artery branches, or how a nerve passes through a muscle, or even big things like the shape or position of a whole organ. These are classified as variations, not deformities or anomalies, because they happen a lot more often than you might think, and they don't really cause any harm. They're just relatively inconsequential differences between one person and another. So my question is it really so hard to accept that things like sex or gender could be subject to the same kinds of variations, and that those variations would be, at most, equally inconsequential? This may shatter someone's whole worldview, but it needs to be said. In fact, if you take nothing else away from this video, I hope you understand this one point. An X or a Y chromosome is neither necessary, nor is it sufficient for determining your sexual identity. There is no standard template for male versus female development in biology. And unless you have had your DNA sequenced and analyzed by developmental biology, you have no idea what's going on with you in this respect. As it stands, there are more than enough variations on sex chromosomes alone to make a male that is feminine enough or a female that is masculine enough to pass as the opposite gender in those social circles and even to themselves. The language of genetics is in no way laconic or easy to decipher, and that makes it impossible to reduce things like sex and gender down to a binary. Gametes can be gendered in this way. Brains and bodies cannot. The point that I'm trying to make here is that even what you might call normal is a massively diverse group of people. We all live on a spectrum, and people are under no obligation to make sense to you. The other point that I'm trying to make is that we really need to stop saying things like XX equals girl. At most, we need to be saying things like people with XX are typically girls. We need to do away with all of this unnecessarily heteronormative language if we're going to ameliorate the way that our society perceives and treats gender as a whole. But to really understand what I mean by that, let's try to define gender. Gender is a fluid term and a social construct. And if you don't believe me on that, think about this with me for a second. Can a real man wear a dress? Can a real woman fix a car? What about ordering a fruity cocktail? Who gets to do that? What about being the primary breadwinner of the house? Whose job is that? When you think about it for more than 2 seconds, you start to realize that the way that we define gender is completely arbitrary. And it varies from generation to generation, if not from person to person. I mean, consider the fact that our traditional nursery colors of blue for boys and pink for girls was only really established in the 1940s. Before that, dressing a boy in pink would have been all the rage. But now, if you ask most people, they'd say dressing a boy in pink is like somehow obscene. The truth is that masculine and feminine really don't mean anything in concrete terms, certainly not biological terms. Gender is just the term that we use for how an individual organism expresses their sexual identity in a cultural context. It is a reflection of that individual's expectations and the society's expectations of their behavior. And just to really drive that point home, let's take a look at a few examples to show just how fuzzy gender really is. We've talked a little bit about sexual dimorphism. There are some species where the males are bigger and stronger than the females. There are also some species where the females are bigger and stronger than the males. And then there are a lot more species that are not dimorphic at all, and so the males and females are completely indistinguishable. There are also plenty of species that have 3 or more genders or no genders at all. There are even some species where the males take multiple forms. Some of those forms resemble females. There are other species like hyenas where the females are so indistinguishable from the males that it's really hard to tell the difference without dissecting them because the females have a fully erectile pseudopenis. There are fruit bats in Borneo and Malaysia where the males lactate to feed the babies, and even human males have mammary glands that can be triggered to develop and even produce milk given the right circumstances, no matter what your chromosomes are. There are lots of species where the males impregnate the females and the females give birth. There are other species where the females deposit eggs inside the male and the male gives birth. There are some species where the males, not females, tend to the nest and watch over the eggs. There are other species where they take turns. There are lots and lots of species that are patriarchal and the males control the group. There are lots and lots of other species that are matriarchal and the females control the group. A lot of primate species, even some of our closest relatives, are matriarchal, not patriarchal. In fact, there are several species where being a big, strong, dominant alpha male would mean no female ever mates with you. And as I said in the beginning of this video, humans are not special in any of this. We are just animals. The one cool thing that we've got going on for us is that we are the only animals that can communicate in great detail how it feels to have a gender. We should not be afraid of these differences between cis and trans and gay and straight or whatever. We should be excited for an opportunity to learn how life really works, rather than just trying to cram everything down into boxes all the time. If we want to understand what it means to be anything, we need to focus on science and be listening to the people who are living the lives that we want to understand. And speaking of understanding, let's take a minute to talk about brains. Now, I don't have time in this video to get into like the whole anatomy and physiology of how brains work, so I'm going to skip all that, and I'm just going to say that there are, in fact, small structural differences between the brains of male and female humans. In other animals, these differences are big enough to be seen with the naked eye, but in humans, they're quite subtle. We're talking about clusters of neurons that are like the size of the grain of rice. These are differences that develop within a few weeks before birth to maybe a couple of years after birth. The major notable brain regions that are usually talked about in research papers on this type of thing are the sexually dimorphic nucleus of the preoptic area, the central subdivision of the bed nucleus of the stria terminalis, and the vasoactive intestinal polypeptide-containing subnucleus of the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. And here's a fun fact for you. Trans people have been consistently shown to have neural architecture in these areas that matches their gender identity, not their genitalia. So for example, the BSTC is about 50% larger in men than it is in women. A trans man, so someone transitioning from female to male, has a BSTC that is the size of a cis man. And similarly, a trans woman has a BSTC that is the size of a cis woman. These are structural differences that cannot be accounted for with any amount of sexual reassignment surgery or any amount of hormone therapy. This is literally having a female brain trapped inside a male body or vice versa from birth. Incidentally, in homosexuals, that same BSTC is the perfect size for their gender, because sexual orientation and gender are two entirely different things. This is like interestingly enough, science. The VIP-SCN
These are
is
facts.
actually more
We're dropping.
So it's smaller in females, larger males, but in gay males, it's
adding
even larger.
anything.
So it's like they're more masculine in this way.
Truth, facts.
And keeping homosexuality, there's clear evidence that there's a big genetic component to that as well. Back in the 1990s, there were several studies that were done that showed that if one identical twin was gay, there was up to a 65% chance that the other identical twin would be gay. But that only works in identical twins because they share the same DNA. In fraternal twins with different DNA, the chance of the other one being gay went down to around
sweet and spicy.
And in non-twin siblings, the chances went down to just the normal average of any average American, which is about 4%. All of this pretty much categorically rules out the idea that somebody can be turned gay or worse, straightened out. But it does not rule out the idea that there could be environmental factors that cause epigenetic changes that allow those genes to be expressed. These studies are super important, but they lack a lot of context, and that context can only come from people being incredibly honest with total strangers about very intimate sexual details that at the time these studies were done were very taboo. Personally, I think that if we were to run this,
I can't tell the difference between who's who.
Homosexuality, and we were to factor in things like the religiosity of the person's upbringing and how accepting their family is, we would find things like homosexuality or at least bisexuality are a lot more common than you might think. But that's just a supposition, so let's get back to science and wrap things up. So if you've been following along, we've covered that there are at least 3 different areas of the brain that are dimorphic between the sexes, and they each vary independently of one another. So that means you have 2 different possibilities in 3 different regions, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 different ways that your brain could be structured between what you might call just male or just female. If you factor in what kind of gonads you have, either testes or ovaries, that's another times 2. But you could also have neither, you could also have both, so we really should be saying times 4, but just for convenience sake, we'll say another times 2. So that means that you have at least 16 different configurations of what you could presumably call someone's gender. And we haven't even factored in sexual orientation. You would have to make different permutations for gay, for straight, for bisexual, for pansexual, for asexual. We haven't factored in intersex people. We haven't factored in Klinefelter syndrome, where you have XXY, that's 3 sex chromosomes. We haven't factored in Turner syndrome, where you have X and then nothing else. We haven't factored in whether you have a penis or a vagina, or both, or neither, or more than one of one or the other, which happens from time to time. If you really, really want to push the idea that everybody fits into just one out of however many boxes, you are very quickly going to have to come up with dozens, if not hundreds, of different categories just to fit this insanely parochial world you keep. It is so much easier just to say that things like sex and gender and sexual orientation exist on a spectrum. And while it is entirely possible that you're like 100% straight or 100% female, it's also at least equally possible that you land somewhere along this fuzzy gradient. And again, unless you have had your brain scanned and your genome sequenced, you have no idea where you land on this deeply ramified line at this very moment. And that shouldn't bother you. It should make you curious. But to go on telling people things like, you're XY and that means you're a boy and boys act like this, is not only preposterously inaccurate, it is cruel and dangerous. Which brings me to why I care. As someone who is cisgendered and at least mostly straight, you can argue that I don't have a dog in this fight. But the fact of the matter is, I am a scientist and an educator. I care about the truth. I care about human beings, and I especially care about the next generation. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people from the ages of 10 to 24. Lots of young people think about it. I thought about it at that time. But LGBT people in that age group are almost 5 times as likely to have attempted suicide than their heterosexual peers. And what's worse, LGBT youth who report over their non-accepting and non-supportive families are 8 times more likely than the other LGBT youth to have attempted suicide. So we're talking about 8 times more likely than the people who are already 5 times more likely than people who are already stressed the hell out to try to kill themselves. And all of this is hugely exacerbated by the fact that you have idiots on TV and on the internet saying, aha, this high suicide rate proves that this is all a mental disorder. No, it proves that these poor kids are being treated like perverts and freaks for just trying to exist. If the biggest problem that you're having in the 21st century is what people's genitals look like and what they're doing with their genitals in the company of other consensual adults, if that is the needle on your moral compass, I strongly encourage you to reevaluate your priorities. And maybe you still don't believe it. Maybe you think I've got something totally wrong and I listened to something.
Thank you, Forrest, for that beautiful message. That'll be all. This seems like a lot. Respectfully, I would like to appeal to you on behalf of one, our field operatives, code-named Agent Splinter. He's a good communist and a fantastic surveillance officer who has recently been deemed unfit for duty on the grounds of failing his psychological evals. Comrade Markelov, I personally handpicked Agent Splinter during his studies at Leningrad Polytechnics, and I can vouch for both his integrity and usefulness to our department's current operations as much as I appreciate the work and input of our staff of psychiatrics, Dr. Burhanov. I feel the strong need to emphasize the urgency of our current assignments that, in my opinion, deem such considerations secondary. Therefore, I would like to ask you to back my request to reinstate Agent Splinter to active duty so he can continue his work in Pripyat. Despite experiencing some minor personal difficulties, Agent Splinter remains one of our top field officers, and I need him on the ground to safeguard the new Duga project. Respectfully, Comrade Major Konetsyov. P.S. My father Validia sends his love. He asks if you will join him for the upcoming Veterans Reunion. I always think those parts are the most important. The P.S. is like, a little clue into what this person really is up to. Okay, so I'll add that to the board later. And we have reached the end of this. What time is it? It's like 10 now? It is 10 now, exactly, almost. It's like 10:02. But good timing on that video first. It's a little speedy, and it was a lot, but all of that was super important and fascinating to me. I hope it was interesting to you too. Reminder, that was Forrest Valkai, at Forrest Valkai on YouTube. But this now is Tyrell VA, boop, signing off from the vault and our stars. I'm going to finish up this episode and try and look for some more mushrooms, materials, you know, all this stuff. Join me tonight with Codeman as we will be broadcasting live for the vault and our stars. What are we playing? God of War. Continuing that, the new one. And then rejoin me tomorrow morning, also at 8. Until then, have a good morning. Peace.